To tell time on an analog clock, we have to look at both the hour hand and the minute hand. The hour hand is the small hand on the clock, and the minute hand is the large hand on the clock. Each hour is broken up into 60 minutes. Each minute on the clock is represented by the little ticks all around the outside. So if you counted all of those, there would be 60 of them altogether to show that a full turn around a clock is a full hour or 60 minutes. When telling time, first we look at the hour hand. This hour hand is pointing just slightly past 8, so that means it's just slightly past 8 o'clock. Next we look at the minute hand. If the minute hand is right on the 12 o'clock hour, that means it's the beginning of the hour. So had it been on the 12 for this one, it would have been right at 8 o'clock. But now it's slightly past the 12, and so we have to figure out how many minutes past the hour the minute hand is on. It makes it a lot easier. Instead of counting every single minute tick, we can just skip count by fives at each number. So here at number 1, we would say 5, 10, 15, 20. So this clock is showing us a time of 8, and then it's slightly past 20, 2 ticks past 20, so 8:22. To tell time on this clock, first we will look at the hour hand. It's pointing just slightly past 9 o'clock, so we are in the 9 o'clock hour. Next, we'll look at the minute hand. Remember, we can skip count by fives at each number around the clock to help us to tell time. So if we skip count by 5 to get to the 1, that's 9:05, and then we're still 2 ticks past 9:05 to get us to 9:07. So the time on this clock is showing 9:07. To tell the time on this clock, first we look at the hour hand, and it's quite a bit past the 4, but not quite at the 5. So we're almost at 5 o'clock, but not quite. We're still at the 4 o'clock hour. Next we look at the minute hand, and it's all the way around at the 10. So we're going to skip count by fives until we get to where our minute hand is, starting at the top at 12. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that tells us that the minute part of the time is 50. So remember, we are at 4 o'clock and the minute part is 50. So the time on this clock is 4:50.